بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أحمد ونصلي على رسول الكريم أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. As we spoke before in detail on Hadith Jibreel, we discussed the importance of action in Islam and actually doing those orders that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made obligatory upon us. So in order for any action to be acceptable in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's a few conditions. Number one, we have to have the correct aqeedah, as we spoke about before. Next thing, the action has to be sahih. The action has to be done correctly. So the whole point of our fiqh class here is to learn the practical method of fulfilling the ahkam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, as we all know, there are different madhahib, there are different madhabs. This book is written on the Hanafi madhab. In order for practicality, we will be sticking to one. Occasionally we can discuss other opinions, but for practicality and for the purpose of practicing, we have to stick to one. Now, there's a topic I wanted to discuss last week, but when the group of Christians came, I felt that it wasn't suitable and fitting to talk at that time about this. So very quickly, for about 5 minutes to 10 minutes, we'll discuss this issue, and then we'll go into the actual introduction for the book, and then we'll start the book. So all of us know, everyone knows there's 4 madhabs, correct? Why do we follow madhabs? What is the need for madhab? And why should we follow one madhab? Can we follow more than one madhab? Well, we have to understand first and foremost that all of the madhahib are based on Quran and Sunnah. All madhahib, again, this discussion right now was supposed to be last week. All the madhahib are based on Quran and Sunnah. Quran and Sunnah. But there are different principles and ways of doing istinbat, deriving rulings from the Quran and Sunnah. So based on the different ways of deriving rules from the Quran and the Sunnah, different opinions arise. All of the opinions are correct. All of them are correct. Now, I'll give you a practical example. You have your GPS and you put in a destination. Now, when you put in that destination, you'll get a few options. Do you want the route with no toll? Do you want the fastest route? Do you want the scenic route? All of them are getting you to the same destination. But they're using a different method for each one of those ways. Likewise, similarly, not exactly similar, but likewise the madhahib are all coming from the same source, getting us to the same place. But the way of deriving a ruling from the Quran and Sunnah is slightly different. Does everyone understand this? We need some examples. We need some examples. Brother, we went over some of these examples. What was one of the examples? وَامْسَأُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ, wipe part of the head.
Yes. This is...
Okay, I'll give an example. What's the ayah of Quran? يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِذَا قُمْتُمْ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ وَأَيْدِيَكُمْ إِلَى الْمَرَافِقِ وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ إِلَى الْكَعْبَيْنِ. So the ayah says, O you who believe, when you stand up to pray, wash your face, wash your hands, and wipe your head. Now, the wording in Arabic is وَامْسَحُوا بِرَؤُوسِكُمْ, ba. This ba. Based on this word ba comes for a meaning of from your head, part of your head. So based on this ba, Imam Shafi says, this is an example, that's all this is, an example. I want to prove something to you guys through this example. Imam Shafi says that what is the compulsory amount for wiping someone's head in wudu? Compulsory. Not what he should do, compulsory. He says even one hair. Because the Quran says, وَامْسَهُ بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ, wipe a part of your hair. Wipe from your head. This ba. It doesn't say وَامْسَهُ رَؤُوسَكُمْ. It doesn't say wipe your head. It says be. Wipe from your head. Does everyone, even those not understanding Arabic, do you understand this point? No. Okay. Okay. وَامْسَهُ رَؤُوسَكُمْ. وَامْسَهُ رَؤُوسَكُمْ would mean in English, wipe your head. Literal. وَامْسَهُ بِرَؤُوسِكُمْ means wipe from your head, from a portion of your head. No? Do you get the translation? I'll explain more, but do you just get the translation, sister? The ba says from. Everyone in the back understand? Everyone now over here on the same page? Yes or no? Okay. Based on this, one ayah of Quran, Imam Shafi says, his opinion, the compulsory amount for wiping, doing masa of your head is one hair. One lock of hair will fulfill the obligatory amount. This is one opinion. Based on the same exact ayah, Imam Abu Hanifa says 1/4 of the head. Where did that come from? Actually, he says this much. This much of your head. Where did this come from? Me and Brother Amin spoke about this in detail. Imam Abu Hanifa says, the verse says, وَامْسَحُوا بِرَؤُوسِكُمْ. It says, wipe with from your head. What do you wipe with? Your hand. So Imam Abu Hanifa says, no. We should look at the tool being used. The tool is the hand, so the obligatory amount would be the amount of your head, your hand on your head. Touch your head this much, and that would be the obligatory amount. Totally same ayah, both make complete sense, but two different opinions. Imam Abu Hanifa is looking at the tool being used, not the thing being wiped. Do you understand, Sammy? You got it? Cool, easy, right? And it's amazing. Both come from the Quran ayah. Both make perfect sense. Let's continue on. This is how difference of opinion are formed. Another thing we have to understand is that these differences of opinion are based on principles, set rules. Set rules. What do I mean by this? Imam Abu Hanifa has a set of rules, a procedure, a code, that whenever it comes time to looking at Quran and Sunnah, he follows this procedure. Imam Shafi has another procedure to get to his rulings. You can never mix the two because they're two separate procedures. The best example is this. Take two GPSs, turn them on at the same time in one car. Many times you'll get different directions. Why? They're just different, giving you a different way to get there. Try to follow both at the same time. Try to do both at the same time. You'll never be able to do it. Likewise, I'll give you a better example. Better example. Listen to this. A man is leaving his house. He's going to the masjid to lead salah. Before he leaves the house, he kisses his wife goodbye. I'm leaving. I'll see you later. Now, according to Imam Abu Hanifa, based on the hadith in the Quran, his wudu is perfectly fine. No problem. According to Imam Shafi, What happened? Masul mar'ah.
Yes.
He broke his wudu. طيب. So this person is about to get in the car and he's wearing his slippers. He stubs his toe and starts bleeding. He starts bleeding. Oh, I'm bleeding now. What do I do? Wait, no. Imam Shafi says wudu doesn't break from blood. Imam Abu Hanifa says it does though. Oh, it doesn't matter. We'll take... Huh? Imam Malik too. So what just happened now? He left his house. According to Imam Shafi, no wudu. According to Imam Abu Hanifa, wudu. He stubbed his toe. He's bleeding now. According to Imam Abu Hanifa, no wudu. According to Imam Shafi, no wudu. But according to him, he has wudu. According to no one, is this person ready to pray? You don't get it. Think about it now. He kissed his wife. So Shafi said wudu broke. So he's out of the question already from Shafi. He's still in the game with Imam Abu Hanifa. He stubbed his toe now. He's bleeding. Imam Abu Hanifa says, go home, make wudu. According to no one does this guy have wudu. According to him, he has wudu. Because he's playing between two madhabs. When you choose between madhabs, you make deen a game. You make your religion a game. A person will marry his wife according to the Hanafi way and do something which according to Hanafi will break the marriage, but he'll say, no, I'm Shafi now. Deen is not restricted only to just how you pray. Divorce, marriage, business, buying, selling. All of these things are part of fiqh. So what happens is, if you do not follow one particular... Now, what some people say, me and the brother were talking about this, that some people say that no, brother, look at the stronger dalil. Look at the stronger proof. When you get two madhabs and you learn them, look at the stronger proof. What's the fallacy in this? Brother Jibril, what's the fallacy if I tell you to look at the stronger proof? What just for you yourself? What's the first problem you recognize if I tell you just do what's stronger? Huh? That's one thing. You pick the easiest one. He said we would pick the easier one, which normally is following our nafs. That's what we do. There's one more problem. Thank you. How are you going to decide what's stronger? First problem. Basically, in order for you to be judging between the imams, you need to be a bigger imam. You don't get it. I'm telling you to judge which one's a better book. You need to be someone above these two books to judge between. First problem. Everyone understand this? This is very important. Second thing is something we talked about in ADAB-UL-MUFRAD a few times. And I don't think everyone's digested this concept. When it comes to hadith being strong and weak, is there any Quran ayah that will tell you that this person is da'if? Is there any hadith from the Prophet which will tell you that this person is a sahih rawi, a good narrator? So how do we find out if a person is da'if, weak, or strong? We find out from other people, scholars. The scholars of Asma'ul Rijal, the scholars of this science. Is it possible they'll have difference of opinion about one person? Forget possible, it's for sure. So when someone says, brother, that hadith is da'if, the first thing you should ask him is, according to who? It may be da'if, but who says it's da'if? Did Allah tell you it's da'if? Did the Prophet tell you it's da'if? No. Who told you it's da'if? Do we understand? This is a very important science to understand. Now, What happens today, we have a book like Tirmidhi. Imam Tirmidhi wrote Sunan al-Tirmidhi, one of the Sihah Sitta, one of the 6 authentic books of Hadith. After every single Hadith, Imam Tirmidhi, who was born in what year? We studied it last week. Did anyone write that down? Anyone have last week's notes? What year was Imam Tirmidhi? You have it? Anyone? Last week's notes? 209. 209. That puts him... I want everyone to remember dates. When was Imam Tahawi alive?
212.
239.
239. 212 was what happened in 212? She just said 212. What happened in 212? They started translating all the Hellenistic works. Okay. Okay, so Imam Tirmidhi is around at what time? Year 200 and 209. Imam Abu Hanifa passed away when? 150. Look at the proximity of, first and foremost, Imam Abu Hanifa from the Sahaba. He's a tabi. He saw Anas radiallahu anh. He's a tabi'i. He passed away in 150, correct? Imam Tirmidhi is born 50 years later. Maybe a generation later, you could say. Imam Tirmidhi in his book will tell you this hadith is Hasan, this hadith is Sahih. He'll tell you his opinion on this hadith. And nowadays you have scholars from this century that will say Imam Tirmidhi was wrong. No, it's da'if. What I say is, okay, to you it may be da'if, but I think I'll follow Imam Tirmidhi. He was a little closer to the time. He saw those people. I think I'll follow his opinion. Do we get what's going on? When someone tells you it's da'if, they're telling you according to who they're following or who they believe to be a proper judge or ruler. But that's their opinion. There's another rule of usul al-fiqh. Whatever hadith one of the imams uses as a dalil, that is a proof of its authenticity. Why? This is amazing. Once you understand this, this helps a lot. Alhamdulillah, me and brother Amin, we discussed all this. This is just revision for this brother. Imam Abu Hanifa was at what time again? 150. Imam Bukhari, what year was he around? 194. Okay, he wrote actually Sahih Bukhari at around the age of 20 something, around that period, over about 10-year period. I have a question. Is it possible for Abu Hanifa to hear a hadith and it was Sahih, and when Imam Bukhari heard it, it was da'if? Is that possible? No. Sisters? Imam Abu Hanifa, what year? Think of the years.
150 is closer than Imam Bukhari.
Okay, so if Imam Abu Hanifa heard a hadith that is Sahih, is it possible for Imam Bukhari to hear that same hadith and it be da'if?
No.
Yes. Because there's 3 more people in the chain.
But 3 more people, but the hadith still Sahih.
Ah, yes. Good point. He's quicker than us. I'm going stages. Look at this. Imam Abu Hanifa hears a hadith. Next generation, Imam Abu Hanifa teaches it to his student. That student teaches it to his student who tells Imam Bukhari that hadith. Okay? In between Abu Hanifa and Imam Bukhari is 3 more people. 3 more people. It's very likely that the same hadith, which was a proof for Imam Abu Hanifa to come to an opinion, is da'if by the time it reached Imam Bukhari. Because there's 3 more people in the chain. The more people you put in the chain, the more possibility of weakening the chain. 1 person in the chain will bring the whole hadith down. Suggestion?
Yeah, no, it's not suggestion. I mean, I have a question here.
Question. And we have to get to the book.
Yeah.
So,
okay, let Abu Hanifa, he was...
is everyone listening?
Okay.
I tell you, if you understand these points, this is like very important stuff.
Abu Hanifa was very close to the time of the Sahaba.
Yes, very close. He saw Sahaba.
So he learned that this hadith is sahih. And he
One more thing. Really quick, let me clarify one thing. When Abu Hanifa was around, the science of Asma al-Rijal was not necessary. Why? Imam Abu Hanifa saw the Sahabi. All Sahabi are udul, are just. There was not even a need at Imam Abu Hanifa's time for this science of Asma al-Rijal, because there was only one or two people between me and the Prophet, meaning Abu Hanifa. By the time Imam Bukhari came, there's 5, 6 people. That's when they started getting strict. Wait, no, who's he? Because people started making up hadith. Oh wait, really quick, and I was keep your thought. At the time of Imam Bukhari, people started making hadith up. So right there they get strict that no, we want to know every person in this chain. And we're going to study the background of each person in the chain. But at the time of Abu Hanifa, there was no sahih, da'if. It didn't exist. Because he was right there with the Sahaba. Right there with the second person that heard him. Does that make sense even? It's common sense. Okay, go with your statement.
Okay. Let me. This is not a statement anymore. It's a case. Okay.
And after this, we're gonna go into the book.
Yeah.
Because we can't.
Remember the story of the shaitan with the Sahabi, that he told him, "I'll teach you something.
Yes.
Let me go."
Yeah.
And he taught him ayat kursi.
Yes.
Okay. And when he came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Sadaqa wa huwa kadub."
Yes.
He said the truth even though he's a liar.
Yes.
Okay. Based on this one, Imam Abu Hanifa was very close to the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yes.
Okay. He didn't need Asma ur-Rijal.
Yes, everyone
because
agrees on that.
Everything comes from truthful
sources.
Okay. So the hadith is sahih. Okay. Hadith is sahih. 150 years
Later,
Imam Bukhari came. He heard exactly the same hadith, but there are 3 people added to the chain after Abu Hanifa. Okay. Even any one of those people, those 3 or 4 or 5, whatever that are added after Abu Hanifa,
good point.
Even though they are saying lies, they said the truth. Even though they're liars, they said the truth. Even though they're liars.
Okay, good point.
Because the hadith originally is strong and it's still the same one.
Very good point. But there's one thing you have to remember. His point is exactly true. But this hadith will still be considered da'if because of that one liar in the chain. We protected our hadith. So it is important. Da'if doesn't mean it's made up. Da'if just means there's one person that we kind of have speculation that he doesn't have a good memory. It doesn't mean it's made up. Mawdu' means made up. Da'if means there's one guy in the chain who we have some speculation about, but for the most part, our da'if hadith are stronger than the entire Christian religion.
I think that's why Imam Bukhari doesn't include a lot of hadiths.
Exactly.
Because he said, even these hadiths are true, but because due to this person, I'm just taking them out from...
It's common sense. Alhamdulillah, everyone here understands. Alhamdulillah. But what we learn from this is our da'if hadith is stronger than the entire religion across the hall, across the street. They don't have a chain. Our da'if hadith means we have a whole chain, but one guy we don't know too much about. Or we know all about him and his memory is not too strong. Okay?
So I just wanted to clarify.
Clarification. Everyone listen.
So da'if really means it has nothing to do with the contents of the hadith.
Nothing.
itself.
The da'if, he just said, did everyone hear that over there? He said da'if has nothing to do with the matan. The word is M-A-T-N, matan. Matan is the context, the words of the hadith. The sanad is the names. So matan, sanad. Matan, sanad. Okay? If you get these terminologies, it makes it a lot easier for us. But it comes over time. The hadith, da'if, and this, that has nothing to do with the matan. Nothing. It has to do with the chain. But, just for your own knowledge, I'll share something with you. One of these tools of declaring a hadith da'if is when some of the wordings, this is off topic, it's only regarding what he just said, okay? Some words came later. Some ways of speaking in Arabic and Arabic came later. Saja, certain phrases only came later. Zabarjud, right? It means like a precious stone. But they didn't see those until they conquered other places.
Kalimat Farisi.
It's a kalima farisi. So if you read a hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said, you'll have a palace of Zabarjud. People say, how could he say that word? Sometimes the matan of the hadith indicates that there's something going on here. Sometimes. Just, that was a branch off. You don't even have to think about that anymore. So now, back to the topic. So what are we learning? What did we just understand? Let's look at the big picture again. The A'imma based their fiqh on the hadith, on the principles they have. Imam Abu Hanifa has a principle. His principle is there are 3 levels of khabar, of narrations. There's mutawatir. You can write it if you want. This is important. Everyone write this. This is very important stuff, actually. And the title here should be Principles of Imam Abu Hanifa. Principles. In Arabic we say usul. Usul. He breaks everything into mutawatir. 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 If Sarah could just help over there, please, with the sisters, writing and spelling. Mutawatir. And I did not plan to go into this today, but we got to actually start the book. Mutawatir, mashhur. Second category. Mashhur. Mashhur. Famous. Just put famous. Mashhur. And khabar wahid. Khabar wahid. Khabar, K-H-A-B-R. Khabar wahid. Okay. Mutawatir means it's like the Quran. The Quran is mutawatir. What does mutawatir mean? Listen closely. So many people narrating something, it's impossible that they all got together and lied about something. Mutawatir means so many people are narrating something, it's impossible for them to have decided to collectively lie about something. That is mutawatir. When so many people are narrating an incident, that it's impossible for them to be lying. Like the Quran. So many narrations, so many sanad, so many people knowing the Quran and narrating it from the Prophet. It's impossible for that to be a lie because of the number of people narrating it from the Prophet. Question. If that's the case, how come the news of Isa being slain is not mutawatir? Look at all the Christians narrating it. There's a condition for mutawatir that every stage or every door, every period, the mutawatir is there. Every period, from day 1, day 2, day 3, 100 years later, there's mutawatir there. Meaning so many people narrating. The problem with their stories, the first day there's no mutawatir. They don't even have 2-3 people that say, yeah, we saw Jesus get grabbed and taken. A lot of them, if you go to the beginning, there's no mutawatir from the beginning. There's mutawatir now, yeah, because they're all passing a lie on. But the source is not mutawatir. So the condition for mutawatir is from the beginning to the end, it's mutawatir. Everyone understand? Any questions? Second level is mashhur. When a less number of people are narrating this incident, this news. Mashhur means not the number of mutawatir, a less number. There's no set number, there's difference of opinion on how many. Leave that. A less number of narrators. Next level is what? Khabar wahid. This is important. Khabar wahid is when somewhere in the narration there is one person narrating an incident. Khabar wahid. That's why it's called wahid. What do I mean? Okay, look. I'm sitting here right now. all 30 of you see me do something. Then all 30 of you go and tell people at home, who go on and tell people, and go on and tell people. From day one, there's 30 people. It's impossible all 30 or 40 of you got together and lied on one issue. This is mutawatir. Mashhur would be 5 or 3 of you see me do something. And then you go on and tell the next, and you go on and tell the next. Understood? Next thing. Khabar wahid is, brother Muhammad Talibi says, I was talking to Imam MIKAEEL and he said this. Now he goes and tells the whole class. Or he goes and tells the next brother, Brother Jamil. Brother Jamil goes and tells the next person. Do you understand why it's called khabar wahid? Because there's one stage where there's one person narrating it. If anywhere in the chain there's one person, a stage where there's one person, it becomes khabar wahid. Understood? So, let's give examples so everyone understands. I hope I'm not going too deep. Okay. They say you're learning something when you have to think above your head. If you keep hearing the same thing, you're not learning. Learning is when it's above you and you're reaching up to try to get it. That's learning.
So is it possible that mutawatir can convert it to...
Yes. Can mutawatir come down to like khabar wahid? Yes. If all 30 of you heard something, but only one of you narrates it on, and you tell one person, you got it? But obviously, when all 30 of you narrate it, see, when Muhammad narrates it to someone, he might narrate it to one person. Then Brother Jamil might narrate it to one person. Brother Amin might narrate it to one person. All together, it becomes mutawatir. Do you get it? Okay, let's continue. Back to Imam Abu Hanifa's usul. Whatever is mutawatir, Imam Abu Hanifa says is fard. Obligatory. Fard. Whatever is mutawatir is obligatory. Whatever is khabar wahid will be, if it's strong, wajib. Whatever is khabar wahid will be, if it's strong, khabar wahid. Wajib. Everyone understand that? Do you understand what I just said? Let me give you an example now. The Quran says, فَقَرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ. Read whatever is easy from the Quran. مَا تَيَسَّرَ. Whatever is easy from the Quran. Everyone understand this ayah? It's very simple. فَقَرَأُوا مَا تَيَسَّرَ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ. Read whatever is easy from the Quran. Whatever. No amount stipulated. Do we agree no amount stipulated? It doesn't say read one ayah. It doesn't read 2 ayahs. It doesn't say 3 ayahs. It says ma tayassara min al-Quran. Do we all agree? There's hadith that says whoever doesn't read Fatiha, la salata lahu. Whoever doesn't read Fatiha, it's strong hadith. La salata lahu. He has no salah. Everyone understand? Imam Abu Hanifa's madhab is that Fatiha is wajib, reciting Quran is fard. So, if I stand up for Maghrib and go, Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, I fulfilled the fard. But I didn't do a wajib. I left out a wajib. Which, if done intentionally, will nullify my prayer. If done accidentally, you have to do sajda saw. But the point is what? What did Imam Abu Hanifa create? What did he do? He differentiated in the level of the news coming in. He differentiated between mutawatir and khabar wahid. Do we understand this? Does everyone understand this?
I just have one question. What makes khabar wahid strong? Is it for one person?
Oh, now that goes back to the first discussion about the rawis.
Okay.
If everyone in this sanad is like strong, that's sahih hadith, but it's still a khabar wahid. Still khabar wahid. So the entire salah. Okay, if we go forward, when we get to the book, you'll see an example of exactly what we're talking about. Let's go to Imam Shafi. Imam Shafi's principle. We just did Imam Abu Hanifa. That was a really, really short explanation of Imam Abu Hanifa's principle. There's more to it, of course. There's books on it. We study the whole year a book on his principles. So it's not like I can give it to you in 5 minutes. That's a separate course. Now, Imam Shafi's principle. Imam Shafi came at a time, around the time of Imam Bukhari. Meaning, not around the time. What was the dates, Imam Shafi?
150. Actually, the same year as Abu Hanifa died.
The same year Abu Hanifa died. Very good. Imam Shafi's time, they were putting a lot of emphasis on the strength of a hadith. Just the strength of a hadith. So Imam Shafi's normally goes, his principle, the stronger hadith is what the ruling is. Imam Shafi's normal principle is he sticks with the stronger hadith. There's no differentiating like we just did in Hanafi. That there's fard, wajib. There's no concept of the difference of fard and wajib in Shafi and any other madhab. Any other madhab doesn't have fard and wajib. Only Hanafis have fard and wajib. Because they differentiate with the source that it came in. Okay. So, Shafi's general principle is that the strongest hadith, that is the what we go with in Shafi fiqh. Okay? So that hadith that we just said, La salat illa bi fatihatil kitab, that there's no salah unless you say Fatiha. They just take that hadith. That is you have to say Fatiha. They don't do the breakdown that Imam Abu Hanifa was doing with the Quran and Khabar Wahid. And you understand? Imam Malik's principle. Imam Malik lived in Medina. He was born around the year 99, I think. 95. He saw Sahaba. He's a tabi'i. Imam Malik lived in Medina. Write this down. He lived in Medina. One of his usuls, his principle, he goes with the actions of the people of Medina. One of his usuls, his principle, is to do whatever the people of Medina do. You could bring 1,000 hadith. This is what the people of Medina are doing. That's a proof for him. Because he's saying they just saw the Sahaba. They just saw the Prophet. You're going to narrate a hadith to me? I'm living in Medina. What the people of Medina are doing is a proof for me. And that's one of the proofs for Maliki fiqh. A major proof. The actions of the people of Medina is a proof for them. Now question. Is it possible for you to say now, I asked Brother Jibreel, brother, don't worry about these madhabs. Do whichever one is stronger. Can now, with you knowing these usuls, do you think you can actually say which one's stronger? They have different usuls. You can't say stronger. They have different whole principles. How can you say follow which one's stronger? Imam Abu Hanifa's whole fiqh is not based on the stronger hadith. Imam Malik says, bring out however strong you want. I'm sticking with Ahl Medina. Funny story. Not funny, amazing story. Imam Malik writes the book Muwatta, the most sahih book before Bukhari. Most sahih hadith book. There was no book like Muwatta before Muwatta. He wrote Muwatta. When Harun Rashid sees this book, he says, let's hang it on the Kaaba, and I want to send it to all the Ufuq. It wasn't Harun Rashid, mistake. The Khalifa at the time, I can't remember who. He says, we're going to send it to the entire countries of the Muslim, and we're going to make everyone do action on this book. You get it? You get the story? He wrote the book. The Khalifa loved the book so much, he said, we're sending this book everywhere, and everyone has to follow this book. You know what Imam Malik says? By no means are you allowed to do that. He said the Sahaba already left and went to their places and started teaching. You can't force people to leave what the Sahaba taught them. And what you find here may be different from what the Sahaba taught him. He said, let the people do what they've been taught. Do you get it? The Khalifa was trying to get unity. Imam Malik said, no. We don't need unity all the time. There's beauty in diversity too. There's beauty in diversity. Everyone wants unity. Everything, unity, unity, unity. There's beauty in diversity too. Okay, so anyways, that was enough for now. If you have questions, ask. Let's read a little bit of the book. I'm so sorry. I really wanted to discuss all of this, but I know no one will regret this. This was very, I think, beneficial. I just want to read a little bit about the author. Okay, let's start the book. And how about we make it homework? Not necessary homework, but homework. Page 15. If you look at page 15, Imam Shurumbulali. Just read over this page and a half. Not right now. At home, you have a whole week. Just see who he was. That's all. Imam Shurumbulali. He's the author of this book. He's also from Egypt. SubhanAllah. Two out of the two books. All of them are from Egypt. Even Imam Ghazali went to Misr too. So he was born in the year 994 Hijri. Just read about him, okay? Inshallah, we're going to actually start the book though. Can we go to page 41? Okay, from page, everyone going to page 41? From page 23 to 40, look at page 23. Look at page 23, it says Islamic Creed. Imam Shurumbulali actually put Aqidah first in his book. The first chapter is Islamic Creed, but we're studying Islamic Creed from another book. So we're going to ignore this. You understand? Everyone with us? So Islamic Creed is the first chapter. I'm just getting you acquainted with the book. Go to page 41. Now the actual ibadah is beginning. Really quickly, go to the first slide, inshallah. Virtues of cleanliness. فيه رجال يحبون يتطهروا والله يحب المطهرين. Allah says regarding one of the masajid at the time of the Prophet, in this house of Allah are people, men who يحبون أن يتطهروا. They love to purify themselves. Wallahu yuhibbul mutahhir. Allah loves those who purify themselves. This was regarding a group of people who used to use water after they would urinate or defecate. They would use water to clean themselves. This ayah was revealed regarding them. So what we call istinja. Okay? Inna Allah yuhibbut tawwabin wa yuhibbul mutatahhirin. Allah loves those who are often repenting and often doing cleansing themselves. There's a connection between outward cleanliness and inward cleanliness. Let's continue. Next slide. Inna Allah hadith. This hadith, I have all the hawala if anyone needs it. Inna Allah tayyibun. Allah is tayyib. Yuhibbut tayyib. He loves something pure. Nadifun. He is clean. He is pure. Yuhibbul nadafa. He loves purity and cleanliness. This is part of our deen. This hadith. Continue, next one. Inna al-Islam nadifun. فَنَتَّنَظَّفُوا فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَدْخُلُ الْجَنَّةَ إِلَّا نَظِيفٌ. That's amazing hadith. Islam is clean. So purify yourselves, clean yourselves. إِنَّهُ. No one will enter Jannah except nadif, a clean person. Look at how much Islam is stressing cleanliness. Continue, next one. Miftahu salat at-tuhur. The miftah of salat is purification. You cannot get into salat without purification. Next one. Inna Allah la yaqbal al-salata bighayri tuhurin. Allah does not accept any salat except with tahara, purity. Let's go forward. وَلَا صَدَقَةٍ مِّن غُلُولٍ. It doesn't pertain to the hadith. He doesn't accept any charity that has treachery in it, or any type of khiyana or cheating. If you can't give sadaqah of anything that you stole or something like that. At-tuhur shatrul iman. Purity is half of your iman. You know why? Because you can't even pray without tahara. You can't do half of the ibadat without tahara. You have to have tahara. Purity. Continue. Now let's go to the book. Who's going to read, inshallah? From the actual book.
From the purification?
Yes. So listen, why did I start with all this? To emphasize why we are starting with Kitab al-Tahara. We can't talk about Salah until we can't talk about Salah until we discuss Tahara. We can't talk about Salah until we discuss Tahara. So we all need to know how to purify ourselves. Go forward. Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Purification, tahara. Purification is valid with the following types of water: rainwater, well water, spring water, river water, sea water, even if salty, and water from melted snow or hail.
Stop there. So purification is valid with the following types of water. Water is the source of life. Water is the source of cleanliness. So the author has to start the book talking about water, because water is how we will gain purity. So this is important stuff. Some of this may seem dry, but it's very important. Very, very important. So what types of water? Rainwater, well water, spring water, river water, sea water, even if salty, and water from melted snow or hail. All of these you can use. We need a proof though. Let's look for the proof. Slides. The first one, for ice, snow and rain. وَيُنَزِّلُ عَلَيْكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً طَهُورًا لِيُطَهِّرَكُم بِهِ. I'm sorry. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down عَلَيْكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً لِيُطَهِّرَكُم بِهِ. Allah sends down from the heavens, the skies, water. Why? This is a Quran ayah. This is a Quran ayah. لِيُطَهِّرَكُم بِهِ, to purify you. Another ayah. وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً طَهُورًا. Allah sent down from the heavens, skies, pure water. Allahumma tahirni bithalji wal bardi wa ma'il barid. This is a dua of the Rasul. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Oh Allah, purify me with thalj, ice, or snow. Wal barad, hail. Wa ma'il barid, and cold water." What does all these prove? What do we prove through these? Why do we mention these? What do these ayahs prove? Anything coming from the rain. Why? لِيُطَهِّرَكُمْ بِهِ. This is a proof. This is a proof that rainwater is pure. Look at the wording. It's very clear. وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً طَهُورًا. We send down water from the sky to purify. That's a proof. Yes?
What now they say that the water, there's certain areas where the rainwater creates some damage or some health problems because
Acid.
what do they call it?
Acid rain.
Acid.
I don't know. We need to consult the earth scientists. It's not my field. I don't know if it would reach those levels that we can't do tahara with it. But wallahu a'lam. I'm sorry, sister. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised, Allahu A'lam, if the area already is polluted with acid in the air. It's just the rain.
Yeah, I don't know.
brings it
Wallahu
down.
a'lam. Wallahu a'lam. Okay, next slide. No, go back. Not yet. Oh yes, we did all these. What does the author say now? He says rainwater, well water, spring water, river water. So now look at this. أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَسَلَكَهُ يَنَابِيعَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Look at this ayah. Beautiful. Have you not seen how Allah sends down from the heavens water? فَسَلَكَ, it travels into the springs and the tunnels into the ground. So we learn from this ayah that water found in the earth is actually أَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. So the same water coming up from the well is the same source that came down based on this ayah. So this is the proof where he says spring water or well water. Makes sense? Makes a lot of sense, right? Go forward. أنزل من السماء ماء فسالت أودية. فسالت أودية. أودية means valleys. Valleys.
Awdiya means rivers.
Awdiya is valleys.
Awdiya is
فيه خلاف. Anyone have a dictionary? Anyone have a wireless connection? Awdiya is valleys.
Awdiya is plural of wad.
And wadi is valley.
And wad means a river. It can be a dry, but it can be also running. There is a wad one nahar.
Okay.
Comparison.
Okay, we'll submit. سمعنا وأطعنا. على راسي. على راسي.
فسالت أودية. You see, the valleys cannot flow.
Yeah, that's a
فسالت
different
flow.
discussion.
Okay. فسالت. Salat means flows.
We need a
Something that
quick.
is a liquid or a,
I know, but this is balagha. Ya Sheikh. This is balagha of Quran. Fasalat awdiya. The brother brings a good point. Okay, those who love language, we're going to talk about something right now. The ayah says, and in the meantime, can someone, you have,
It's
what does it mean?
valid.
Okay, so first of all, we prove, you got it, right? Okay, wait. So we have the support from the back that I'm right, it's valleys. But the brother brings another point. Look at this. This is amazing.
if you can explain to me how valleys can be seen.
Yes.
That's
Look,
all.
my favorite topic was balagha. He's saying, sisters, listen close. أنزلنا من السماء ماء فسالت أودية. Awdiya is the fa'il of this fi'l. What it means is, awdiya is the thing doing this action. Does everyone understand that? Awdiya, again, is doing this action. The problem he's saying is, this action means to flow. How do valleys flow? This is called balagha. This is balagha. This is the fluency, the eloquence of the Quran. It comes all throughout the Quran. All throughout the Quran. Valleys don't flow. What's in the valley is what flows. Aishan radiyah means Aishatun radiyah. It means a pleasant life. The life isn't pleasant. What's in the life is pleasant. Many ayat are like this, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking, but no one will be interested unless you're into rhetoric. Rhetoric and nahu.
It's prophetic.
It's poetry. I know, this is dry. People look at it like, why are you so into it? Like, it's not that exciting, dude. I love balagha because the whole Quran is poetic. And that's the poetry of it. I have a lot of books I can show you that this is
I took
majaz.
classes on
This is
balagha.
called majaz.
I'm not disagreeing.
Majaz is a metaphor. Metaphor means it's not exactly figurative, the words, but it's a metaphor. And until you know the Arabic language, that's why the Quran can't be translated. How are you going to translate that? When valleys flow?
Okay, brother,
Okay, we're getting off topic.
Okay, that's
way
not
off topic.
metaphor.
Way off topic.
Yeah, that's not metaphor.
Okay.
Okay. Metaphor, I give you an example. When you say tawahin al harb,
Yeah?
okay, that's a metaphor.
We have to cut this class. Okay, let's continue. Let's finish this off. We can't actually go any further. Okay, let's go forward. So, but Odia means valleys. We got the confirmation from the back? Okay.
The time for the third class?
Yes, we have to stop right now. Today, what did we discuss? I don't want to lose students. What did we discuss today? The first half of class, we discussed how the fiqh and usul al-fiqh came. We'll go faster because we're starting the book now, but at least we did the first thing and the first sentence is done, and now we'll continue on from here. That's it for this class. Let's take a 5-minute break and then we'll start the last class. The last class, for those in it, there's no introduction. We're going straight into the book. Straight into the book. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. We'll take a 5-minute break, inshallah. No slide for it. Please forgive me for going over time. The whole problem was in the morning we got delayed, so that delayed everything. I promise from next time, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.